Richard, first of all, great to see you.
Great to be seen.
Congratulations. And, you think back to last June, you pull off two tremendous things. One, in your 15th season, you win your first NBA championship, and also you complete one of the quickest retirements in the history of the NBA.
I know. I think it was even quicker than Mo's. Is Mo? Who's retired? Who retired longer, me or Mo?
It's close.
Mo.
It's close.
Is Mo here today?
He is not here today.
He's not here today.
Yes.
Well, congratulations on retirement or non-retirement, Mo. Trust me, I know how it feels. I know how.
What was it? A grand total of 48 hours, 72 hours?
You know what it was at that time. Like, people were asking me about other stuff, and I was just mentally so exhausted.
Of course,
I was mentally done. And it was really the one thing that I really wanted to accomplish in my career. It was left to accomplish.
Right.
Like, I had other opportunities, all-stars, gold medals, like all those opportunities have come and gone, like, chance to win a national championship in college. I had all these opportunities, and this was the one last thing that was still attainable that I hadn't reached yet. And so once I got it, I was like, there's nothing else left for me to really accomplish.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of where it came from.
I was with the Jersey Nets when you went to the finals, and we talked about it during the parade. I said, you can't retire. You started with 2 trips to the finals with no winning, and now you get two to win it again, right?
Yeah.
In between those years, Richard, how difficult was it, or how much did it go through your mind, thinking about what you just mentioned, just accomplishing something that you always wanted? There's nothing more at the top of the mountain, but now you're there. But in between those, do you look back at those years in between the second time in the finals and now, and what you went through?
Yeah, I definitely. And I looked at it from a perspective of, I don't have 13 more years for another gap. That was it. There's not another gap that I have in me that's going to allow me to make it to a third round. So I was like, this is really, I need to lock in and focus. And I remember at one point in time, you're seeing the game clips, and they showed ESPN, and it showed my record. But when we had lost the first two games against Golden State, it's like my record was like 2-10 in the NBA Finals, and I was just like, I was watching, I was like, oh, that's not a very good record, 2-10 in the NBA Finals. And obviously it turned around. Now I'm 5-10. What are we? No, we're 4-10.
You're on a 3-game winning streak.
3-game winning streak. Yeah. In the finals.
I don't think it matters anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. 6-10. Sorry, it took me a minute to do the math, but no, I just looking back on it and seeing just how hard it is to even get here. I tied the record for longest gap between NBA Finals starts.
Yeah.
Like no one had started a game 13 years apart in a gap, and most people don't have careers that long. And to be able to be on competitive teams, and to be able to contribute on competitive teams that, for that long of a period is a blessing.
Now, considering all that, 4 months ago, this all happens. Finally feels like everything came to fruition. Now, how do you gear it up? How do you get it going again as we get ready to start a training camp here tomorrow?
Well, one, you see how amazing this is and how awesome this experience is. And one of the reasons why I came back is because, after I had a day or two just to kind of relax and decompress, it was part of winning a championship is the being there on opening night and seeing the banner, getting your ring from Adam Silver, going into every building, being, the enemy now, the defending champs are coming here. It's one of those things that, like, that's a part of the experience that you don't want to miss out on. Yes, it's great to go out on top. I love that. But, if you have an opportunity to experience this, and then let's say this year or 2 years you're able to go out on top, then I think it'll be a little bit easier because you've been through the experience of the defense. You've been through the experience of receiving your awards and seeing the banner. But I think that's something that I just want to be a part of.
And after being through the whole year, going through, Richard, what do you think was some of the key elements? We know about getting healthy. We know about the ball bouncing the right way. But, the whole team seemed to be glued, throughout as the season went along. But what do you think was some of the key elements for the Cavs making it to the championship?
Well, one thing that I know, just even speaking from, my finals loss my first and second year, is that there is a we just want to get there again mentality. It was like, we just want to get there, we want to get there, we want another shot at it. And sometimes you lose sight. Sometimes you lose sight of the journey. You're like, we just, and every time you lose games and you get frustrated, and we won 57 games. But it didn't look as impressive because you had the Warriors going over there winning 73.
Right.
If they would have won their normal, let's say they won 64 games, and it was just, but even San Antonio won 67. Yeah. So it was always like, well, what's wrong with the Cavs? Why aren't they keeping pace? If they're going to go against the Warriors games, they're going to look. Well, I think we felt that pressure, and I think when the playoffs started, it was just all about, okay, everybody has a clean slate.
Yeah.
We're 0-0. We're here. We're healthy. Let's go see what we can do, and we accomplished it.
Richard, what I found fascinating in that run last season was when we all got on the plane for Game 5. Just hours before you lose Game 4 to go down 3-1, a winnable Game 4 in that fourth quarter, going into a hole that no team had ever climbed out of in NBA history. Everybody's aware of that.
Yeah.
We get on that plane. We all travel together. We've been together. We're here every day at practice.
Yeah.
But there was a sense of calm on that plane and confidence that it wasn't fake. It wasn't artificial.
No.
It was, we're not going out there for a funeral. We know we made some mistakes, but we can get it done in Game 5. And sure enough, it played out. You win Game 5, and the rest turns into history. What was it on that plane? What was it in that locker room that made that feeling so pervasive heading out to the West Coast for Game 5?
Well, again, the whole one game at a time, that whole cliche, that wasn't. We looked at the whole series. First 2 games we struggled, and we knew we could play better.
Right.
Game 3 was us. Game 4, we played well, but we made some mistakes. We were up 8 in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
We made some mistakes against a high-level team that you can't make. But we went into that Game 5 with kind of the mentality of, if we win this game, it's going to go to 7.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We knew it, and then we got a break with Draymond Green, and I won't disrespect them or him and not say that didn't impact the game. 100% it impacted the game. He's a great player. So we get a break. One of their better players, one of their better defensive players is out. Okay, so we know that he's not going to play. We know that if we win Game 5, it's going to go to 7 because we're not going to lose that game at home.
Right.
We're just pure principle. We're one of the best teams in the league at home. Our fans are going to just go nuts like they did. So we just had an ultimate confidence that if we could get that Game 5, that we can get to 7 and anything can happen in 7.
Well, Richard, great stuff. Congratulations.
Thank you,
we're
guys.
proud of you.
Thank
We're
you,
happy
Richard.
for you.
Let's do it
And
again.
yeah, exactly. Let's get it done one more time.
All right, guys.